Alright guys, we're going to be working on a 2002 Nissan Altima. We're going to be replacing the valve cover gaskets. As you can see, they're a little moist. So, let's get started.
Welcome to Wildebeest Garage.
Okay, first we're going to disconnect the battery, at least the negative battery cable. Let's get a charge pack on that. Alright, let's start off by taking the battery cable out. Okay, got that. Grab your favorite pair of pliers. And then disconnect these coil packs. We'll take your coils out. Yep, that one's oily. That one is too. And we're gonna have to go fishing on that. We'll pull this out. Try to without breaking it. All right. Let's take that off. Take this harness. Go ahead and move this harness out of the way. Okay. Start taking these bolts out. Dang it. Alright, double check to make sure all the bolts are taken out. And you're just gonna slightly lift up. Slide the tube out. Okay. You notice that was way easy to come apart. This gasket. Still kind of hard, and you can see it's flat. But they didn't RTV these corners very well. So, as you can see, this seal pretty much gave way, and that's why we got oil down our spark plug tubes. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean this whole surface. Get all the cracks and crevices. As good as possible. Alright, if you guys go and get regular putty knife or spatula knife, and then you go get some Scotch-Brite pads, you can scrape off this gasket maker or RTV or whatever they use. You're going to want to get it as clean as you can, right in the two halves. Where that gasket maker's going to sit. Or TVE or whatever you want to call it. It just doesn't hurt to run this Scotch-Brite across the mating surface. Keep this as clean as you can. Okay. Alright, I had totally forgot about the spark plugs being wet. So we're going to take those off. Ooh. Yeah, she needs plugs too. Wow. I am surprised that this thing is still running. Yep. See, there we are. This was almost the same way, but not as bad. Yep, this one's leaking too. Not as bad as number 4. And this one's bad. Dang. That is horrible. Look at that, guys. Jeez. We're gonna stop right here for a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna start cleaning these spark plugs. While we're at it, or spark plug coils, should I say. Those bolts just soak. Alright. Now we're going to take this and we're just going to quickly spray. like that. And we're going to spray some of this on here. Just kind of wipe this off. That. Okay. Alright guys, I'm using this 3 bond. This is kind of what the factory uses. You can use, normally use stuff called the right stuff, but this stuff will work just fine. That's how I put it. Let me get you guys a closer look. So just lay a bead right around the edges, like that. Okay, this is the part number. No, here's the part number. That's the part number of the valve cover gasket that I got. You guys can get this from O'Reilly's, Amazon, AutoZone, if you trust those guys. But here it is. These seals right here, that's the boot that was all torn. So, now we're going to slide this in. Lift up your harness, slide up your tube in. What I should have done is lube up these O-rings. Up like that. Now let's try this again. Put your harness up. Let your tube on. And just kind of wiggle jiggle. Wiggle jiggle press. Okay. We take our bolts from our special sauce. Yeah, then you just kind of put the bolts back in. Missing one. There it is. Over here in the corner. Okay, now we're just going to ratchet this in by hand. Try to go as evenly as we can, all the way down. We're going to go across crisscross pattern. Okay, and then we're going to go back through. We're going to just snug these down by hand. And then we'll pull out the torque wrench. Alright, with it being plastic and all, I'm going to torque this down. Spec is 26. Alright, I had to double check that. It says 26 inch-pounds. I don't believe that, but we're just going to try to go with what it is. That's we're going to go 70. Okay. Now we're gonna put our new spark plugs in. Okay, here's our new spark plugs. See how clean they are? They look good. Okay, now you're just gonna put some anti-seize. Make sure you don't get it on the electrode or the ground strap. And you're just gonna lightly, gently throw those in there. Now, some of you guys are probably like, well, why don't you gap them? Well, I'm sorry. If you look inside here, there's a little electrode inside there. And if you gap them, you can actually bend that. So you just kind of eyeball it, pull your eagle eye out and look at it. If they look pretty evenly gapped, they're pretty much good. It's pretty noticeable when you see one of them bend over. You lightly, gently, or you lightly throw those in there. See how that one's pretty much the same? Okay, so we cleaned up our spark plug, made sure that there's no oil or anything like that, because if there's oil on that porcelain, there's oil on this part right here, you'll actually get carbon tracking. That's going to cause it to misfire, so you don't want that. We're going to take this. We're just start it by fingers. That's how you get her going. I'm sure a lot of you guys know that. And then once you get them going, you can run it down. Okay. Okay, now what I like to do is just give it a little, you just go until it stops, and then just a tiny little pull. So you'll feel it stop, tiny little pull. You'll go till it stops. Tiny little pull. Same thing on this one. Just like that. And then, same thing, guys. Now we're just going back together. That. Then we're going to take a couple things off this one, like our 710 cap, and then our PCV tube. But it looks like this one's all done for. And it's rock solid. So let's see here. See what I got. See if this will work. Yeah, that'll work just fine. Come up. Kind of snake it around. Alright, so this is going to go about right there. Okay, so we need to cut it about right there. Cut a little fat just in case. Oh yeah, that's gonna flow just fine. We'll put our bolt back in. Tighten this up. Nope. Okay, you don't need to smoke those to Alabama, just make sure that they're tight. And then we'll put these back in. Now, I don't know which one goes where, but I'm assuming that the short one goes over here. And you take some dielectric grease or dielectric grease or electrical grease, however you want to say it. You just start putting it in the hole. Push it down. This is going to make it so that if there is any grease or any oil that gets in there, water, whatever, it's going to keep the water out. So you're not misfiring or causing a misfire. And you just start putting your bolts back in. Here again, guys, you're going to tighten this up, but you're not going to smoke it. Okay, and you just connect them back in. Just like that. And we'll make sure that everything is plugged in and put where it needs to be. One last check. We'll connect our negative battery cable. Just like that. I'm actually going to move the hood prop to a better location. I really don't want that to fall. Alright, let's kick the tires, light the fire. Now I know you guys are like, well, it didn't fire up on the first time. What the heck? Like, what's going on? I remember how we pulled those spark plugs out and it had all that oil and everything in there, and then we went and installed that brake clean to clean all that tube out and everything like that. That's what we're seeing. So I'm gonna let this run and bake, clean out all that material, because you know we put new spark plugs inside, and that's gonna, you know, ignite those fumes and fuel and vapors and, you know, the NOS and O2 and all that other happy horse, all that other happy stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna also check to see if there's any leaks. So if this helps, guys, do it. What do you gotta wait for? So I'm gonna call this another win. And if you guys like this stuff, make sure you like, share, comment down below. And other than that, like I always say, get out there and do something. Doesn't matter what it is, just get out there and do something. Try it out. Alright, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day.
Get out there and do something. It doesn't matter what it is. Just get out there and do something.